So I just want to do a quick follow-up on, I had purchased this gun a while back. I did do a short video on it when I first got it to introduce it. I know people want to see shooting videos. I get it. I like to watch shooting videos too. I just don't have time to go to the range, nor do I have a setup to film for such things at this time. Maybe someday if I ever actually make enough money and have enough time. But this is the Uberti El Patron single action revolver that I had done a video on a while back. Some folks, if anybody happens to tune in again that saw it, it was sitting on top of my motorcycle. Someone assumed that was a Harley. It's not. It's a Triumph Thunderbird Storm. But I do appreciate you appreciating motorcycles. Anyway, single action revolver. This is my first introduction to them also. It's chambered in .357 Magnum. I found that, first of all, these tunnel sights aren't much different than looking down like the small revolvers I have. But they are a little, yeah, they take some getting used to. I mean, I think everything is a matter of training, how often you use something. You know, people can talk about the way sights are any way they want, but the bottom line is once you get used to the way something is, it's the way it's going to be. A simple explanation of that is, you know, I know left-handed people who learn guitar, and they're always like, I need a guitar strung the other way. No, you don't. You just, because if you only learn it one way, you'll only know, you'll know that way. So, and sometimes having your dominant hand operate, the frets might actually work out better. So, poor example, I know. Look, I'm not good at this. And these are all one takes, and I don't script anything, and I don't edit nothing. So, here we have a simple rig I picked up. Because I thought you have to have one, right? If you're going to be rocking a single action, you're going to have a rig with bullets in the belt. I think that's fair. This was cheap. I picked it up on Amazon. I don't remember the brand. I think it was like all of like $100 or so. The gun itself was over $700 at the time. How do I say? I shoot mostly .38 special through it because it's heavy and it shoots really light with .38 special. I know there's mixed opinions on whether or not you should shoot .38 special through a .357 Magnum, having to do with the spacing between the bullet and the cone when it's entering the barrel, whether or not it can hit the sides and obstruct or damage in there or wear it out faster. But then there's always the if you're shooting more powerful load .357 through there, you're gonna wear out other things faster also. So it's I don't know, splitting hairs on that as far as accuracy goes. And either one of those are gonna have different velocities, so the accuracy is gonna be different. You're gonna have to adjust your aim accordingly. The other thing is I had marked I like the noises they make. I just love the mechanical aspect of revolvers. How you just see all the action working, and it does not have the 4 clicks like a Colt. This is only 3. People have heard a real Colt does 4 clicks. It's COLT, but this is just 3, and I'm okay with that. It has an extremely light trigger. You wonder why I'm bashing on it. It's because I keep snap caps in there. I wouldn't recommend dry firing this without something in there to stop that. So the hammer actually has something to hit. Anyway, because otherwise you create pressure cracks at the base of the hammer. Then, what else should I say? El Patron, the real difference is it comes with a lighter weight trigger. It comes with a smoother, lighter weight trigger. That's one of the things that Uberti does with it. It's very, very, very touch it and there it goes kind of thing. Quick snap, easy enough, very predictable. That's probably one of the wonderful things about single action revolvers is they're very predictable when they break. And since there's almost no force being applied, I mean, there's almost no movement in the gun. So if you learn how to level the sights fast enough and get on target, you can be very good with it. I could see that. I haven't had enough time to practice that, and I'm not doing any kind of competition Western shooting or anything else. I buy it primarily because I love Westerns. But the primary reason is because I like all the different actions. That's actually the purpose in a lot of the weapons that I pick, is I like the different actions and I like the different styles. I like the color case hardening on this. I think it's beautiful. The bluing on the barrel, although it seems a little thin, if that makes sense at times. But what else can I say about this? Again, I apologize you don't have me shooting it. Like I said, I don't get out there much. And when I do, I go to a public range. It's actually a state park. There is no range officer there, which is nice because it's unencumbered by people screaming through a bullhorn at you or something, or any kind of signals going off to let people to know when to start and stop and all this other stuff. What we do have there is, I forget the number of benches there are there. There's like 10, I think, or something, 12 maybe. Anyway, the point is, what we do have there is you have people that are all up there for the same purpose. So everybody communicates with one another. Even if we're complete strangers, we're all out there kind of looking out for each other's safety. We're all perfectly aware that what we're out there doing is setting off firearms. The range is only 100 yards. So even the rifles I have, I don't have really good accuracy testing or anything else like that. And because it's so busy at the range every time I go, I don't often have time to really set up to fully zero everything and check the accuracy of the things that, like, I have a few AR-15s I built, experimented with different barrels, triggers, and everything else like that. Practical accuracy, I could tell you that, I do okay. So those weapons are set up as good as I am for the most part. I'm going to hit a torso at 100 yards with a rifle. I'm going to hit a torso at 20 yards with a pistol. And those are, defensive depths, I suppose, but I'm not really expecting to have to use it that way. I just have them for the fun. Wish I had more time for fun, right? Don't me off. If I had a yard that I could do it in, things would be different. I just can't afford one right now. And at my age, really unlikely I'm going to have time to actually save up enough to get a place big enough. But anyway, this is the Uberti El Patron. I showed it off once before, briefly. I just figured I'd do another quick follow-up. I hope you're okay with that. It's still Independence Day. I put out another video earlier today. I figured I'd post this right afterwards. What I'm going to try to do is try to do a few more videos more frequently, but I don't have enough firearms to fill in a whole lot of gaps. So what I'm going to end up doing is other content that people may or may not like, which is fine. But I want to do something. I don't know. I got to do something, right? First, I started this channel as just an outlet to whatever. And now I'm like a year between like the last time I actually posted stuff, and it's really ridiculous. And I'm thinking maybe I should do it a little more often. Just to have it out there, Some people write books, memoirs. Some people write fiction. Me, I do one takes. Would I like to do a little bit more? Yeah, of course I would. Do I want to put myself in front of the camera? Probably not. I'm not the guy everybody wants to look at in front of the camera. Believe me, if I could find like an attractive woman or something to do it for me, I would. But this is what you get. Sorry. But again, I'm going to put in this statement, please support smaller channels, homegrowns, people who don't necessarily have the equipment or the know-how to do clever editing or gather, sponsors or have near limitless resources to entertain you. Support them too. Maybe they'll get there. I support a lot of different things. I like to support car culture. There's a channel called Street Dreams I like very much. Most of it is stills and short videos and stuff, but there's not much narrative on there. But it's good if you just want to see what car culture's doing, things like Formula One drift or street racers, whatever. I also like a lot of vintage drag racing stuff. Do the old muscle cars are a lot of fun. It's just, I think car culture is a fantastic outlet for a lot of people, and I hope it never dies out. I wish we get more young people into it. Unfortunately, it seems younger generations want to do everything on a computer or on a video game and stuff where somebody else has already mapped it out for them and they just have to achieve a certain level to build what they want to build, as opposed to actually getting their hands in it. But, I'm hopeful. And the same thing goes with firearms. I think more and more young people need to get into it. Too young is too young, of course. And if you have children, you'll know that based upon your children. I'm sure it's different for every kid. Maybe some 10-year-olds would be okay, out there learning the basics and playing with firearms, so to speak. And maybe some 10-year-olds aren't mature enough to, or they don't have the strength to hold a weapon steady, or whether, it's all relative to the individual. I can't say much more about that. So anyway, this is the Uberti El Patron again, and there were things I wanted to say, and I just don't remember what they were. I'm told sometimes to zero the sights. I mean, you can't really knock them side to side, but for elevation purposes, you could file them down. This one arguably is probably would make me shoot a little high. I tend to hold it a little low. That's all. I just hold it lower because I don't want to do anything else to the gun. All right, if you stayed in this long, I'm going to tell you right now. Quirks. These screws. All the frame screws. They work themselves out. So before range day, make sure they're torqued. And after range day, tighten them again. That's what I have to say about that. Aside from that, pretty solid piece. The only rattle you're going to hear is actually in the what is that? Here. Which, when you cock it, it locks up, that goes away completely. There is zero wiggle on lockup. And it's hard to twirl a gun underneath the phone. So, that's my story today. Happy Independence Day.